Hello, thank you for calling. I am Madam Stealhouse, and I have come to rid you of all negativity in your life. Oh, no, that is actually Madam Wheelhouse. She's absolutely wonderful, and she does this work a lot, but she does get booked up quite fast, so while Madam Wheelhouse is not available, Madam Stealhouse is at your service, and I'm also far more affordable, but every bit as successful as Madam Wheelhouse, give or take a few 100,000 clients. But I can assure you that when I get done with your space, everything will feel positive and tranquil, just as you requested. Now, on the phone, you said that you were sensing some negative energies, so are we thinking perhaps haunting or curses? You're just feeling a little stuck and think there might be a little bit of negative energy that's keeping you stuck? Well, give me a challenge. I'll have you right as rain in no time at all, okay? I did bring my little bag of tricks with me, all of my technical little devices that I use for seeking out and dispersing unwanted energies. So why don't I just reach into that and start the process of finding out where this less desirable energy might be. We don't like to use the word negative, less desirable, so let's just see here. I'm going to use my little energy attuning device, and when it gets really bright, be able to tell where the energy is congregated, the unwanted energy. Just going to play with the frequency a little bit here. Oh, okay, interesting. It seems as though the negative energy is kind of focused right around you, so maybe you've been picking up some negative energy from the places that you've been going, and if you're very empathic, you might be just holding on to that negative energy, and it's just kind of sticking there to you. So we're going to get you all fixed up. Don't worry about a thing. Madam Stealhouse has everything under control. So let's see. We're going to be doing a cleansing of you instead of the house then, just to make sure that you are all cleansed of all this unwanted energy, okay? So we're going to start out. This is a special cutting device that I created myself. The blades are pure silver, which allows me to cut through energy. The frequency of the silver is something that's able to actually physically cut through non-physical substances, such as unwanted or negative energy, even though we shouldn't use that word so much. Well, mostly just because if you refer to it as negative, then you're kind of giving it that power to be negative. So we'll just call it unwanted and just tell it to shoo, So the first thing I'm going to do, don't be alarmed, is use my handmade cutting device and just come at you and kind of cut any energy cords that might be connected to you, perhaps from energy that you've picked up from another person or someone who tried to curse you, anything like that, or another place where you've just been connected to that. We're going to cut any energetic cords. That can only be done with this special cutting device, which I said I made myself. So just hold still. This won't hurt a bit. Not actually going to touch you. It's going to cut any negative cords that might be around you. you don't have to be holding on to those anymore. Oh yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of resistance on the blades here as I try to cut, so I think that that's actually a really good sign that there is something connected to you. And that's actually a good thing, because if we know it's connected to you, then we can just cut it away so that it won't be connected to you anymore. It's going to cut away all of that negative, unwanted energy, okay? There we go. Okay, so that might be all of the energetic cords there. Let me just put these back in the case. I have to always keep these in the case. I have this lined with quartz inserts, which keeps the silver from retaining the negative energy that it cuts through, so that they're safe to use for the next person. So, next, what I think I'm going to do, now this is an iron key, and the iron is going to kind of ethereally sear the ends of those cords so that there's no energy bleeding out of them. Obviously, you won't actually feel anything, you won't actually see anything, but the iron is going to just cauterize them, if you will, so that there's no energy leaking out of you from those cut ends, okay? So we're just going to kind of go up around you here, just making sure that we've got all those ends, any of those ends of those cords, just make sure that we've got them all cauterized so that you're not going to be leaking any of the positive energy that you want to keep, because we certainly don't want to be losing that, of course. So, yes, and I don't have to do anything really. It's just the iron itself interacts with the energetic ions, and that's what sears the edges. Again, metaphysically speaking, you're not going to see any physical evidence of this. It's all on the metaphysical level, the level that we don't always completely understand. So now it's starting to feel pretty smooth as I run the key around, so I think we've got all the ends sealed up. Don't have to worry about losing anything now. So what we're going to do now is, this is a brush that I made using silver spikes, and so the silver spikes are going to help me grab hold of any of the energy that we just cut. So I can just grab that and just kind of brush it away. Make sure there's no residue of it left on you, okay? Just going to brush that away. Just like that. No, this won't work with a regular hairbrush. It has to be specially made. Again, I make all these tools myself, so you can't just go to a store and pick these up. And even if you could, you don't have my special training, so they are useless in the wrong hands. And this is, of course, why you pay a professional, because we don't encourage you to do this on your own. So just going to brush away all of that negative energy, that unwanted energy. And again, the silver bristles of this brush, that's why I use it. The silver bristles, they just can collect all of that unwanted energy and get rid of it. So just brush it right away. You might even begin to feel a little bit of it being brushed away. Do you feel lighter at all? A little bit? Yeah. Usually, when I remind people of that I'm brushing it away, they do kind of tap in a little more and realize how much lighter they feel once I'm brushing it away. So that's So I like to remind people about that. It's okay to feel yourself getting lighter and know that this is working. So we're just going to brush a little more here, just like that. Maybe one more time on the up and down, okay? Just brushing that away, and rid of all the unwanted energy that might be hanging around. So there we go. Okay, let's see. Now over into my special bag here. I have to keep this one sealed because this is a very powerful energy tool. So this is how I can just kind of grab some of that energy, any that's left there, and just kind of wind it up, drag it away. Oh, no, I can assure you this is not a vintage can opener. It might look like that, but I assure you this is actually a very high-tech energy clearing tool, so you wouldn't want to try to open a can with this. Well, you just really wouldn't. Like I say, it's a very high-tech energy clearing tool, so just relax and trust the process. I've done this 1,000 times before. Nothing to worry about. Just gonna grab the rest of that energy. Yeah, I can definitely feel quite a concentration of it around you still, so you were definitely right to call me. I don't think this is a situation you could have dealt with without a professional, so I can feel a lot of resistance to the energy coming away here as I wind it up. It really doesn't want to leave you. It's really quite attached to you, so we're just gonna pull it all away, whether it wants to go away or not, okay? Nothing to worry about. Just gonna pull this away. Wind it up. I think I've got the most of it here, but I want to make sure I get it all. Don't want to leave you with any bad energy. Just pulling it all away here. Winding it around. Yeah, this is not a very stretchy type of energy. This is definitely a very dense, thick energy that just doesn't really want to come away, but not to worry, I'm getting it. By tomorrow, you won't even know it was there. So, here we go. There we go. A little more. This is one of my most reliable tools. This one almost never fails. So, now just a fancy little thing. Again, the blades are made of pure silver, and that's why it works so well at just sucking in that negative energy and grabbing it and winding it up. So, alright, so I've got your energy, the unwanted energy, all wound up in here, and I'll dispose of that when I leave here in a safe manner where it's not going to bother or reattach to anyone else. We'll transmute it into some positive vibes to help someone else have a good day. No, unfortunately, I can't transmute that here. I have a large machine at home that I can just slip this into and perform a few procedures which will reionize the electrons and the energy, changing them from negative to positive, so that when I release it, it will essentially be a happiness energy. I would love it if I could just release that to you now and give you that instant feeling of happiness, but unfortunately that's not the way this works, so I'm going to have to take the little technical device home and take care of it there. And this is part of why I have to keep this sealed, because Otherwise, some of that negative energy could escape. You certainly don't want that happening. Now, this is a very old jar. I'm just going to use this to grab the rest of the energy. This is Egyptian glass. Yes, it came directly from the pharaohs of Egypt, and it's a copper lid, and so the combination of Egyptian glass and copper lid can keep any energy in here, and it won't be able to escape until the lid is opened. And I do kind of the same thing that I do with my little device that you referred to as a vintage can opener, which of course it's not. But I collect some more of the energy and I stick it in this jar. And then I can take it home and stick it in my little machine and transmute it into some positive energy. So the one problem is the energy doesn't really want to just jump right into my little jar that it can't get out of. So I have a specially designed energy ladle. I've used 3 holes because 3 is a sacred number, which allows me to move energy to and fro. And what I'm going to do here is the holes allow the positive energy to pass right through the ladle, while the negative energy is captured by it, because negative energy tends to be a lot larger and thicker than positive energy. So I'm just going to get anything that I wasn't able to get before. Just going to grab a little bit of it with my ladle around you here, and just drop it right in my little jar, cover it with the lid, make sure what I've got isn't getting out anywhere. Alright, we're just going to scoop that up, drop it right in my little jar, scoop it up, and I don't know if you're attuned enough to see it, but I can actually see the energy when I'm doing this because, of course, I'm a professional and I have a lot of practice, so not every lay person can see this, but I don't know if you can see it or not. If you look, you can just kind of see that trail of positive energy as it comes out through the ladle holes, and that's because the positive energy is passing through there while the negative energy is being caught by the ladle and getting dumped into my fancy little jar here, which I will of course take home and transmute. And it's definitely feeling a little more liquidy around you. It's feeling more like stirring water instead of cookie dough. So that's a good sign, because that means that we're really getting rid of a lot of that unwanted energy. Unwanted energy tends to feel heavier and thicker, and you can really tell the difference between the feeling of the types of energy. So we're just going to take this right out of here and dump this in here, just like that. Okay, I think we're almost done here with this clearing. It's gone very well. Usually they don't go quite this well, but yeah, this one has gone very well. You must really have wanted to get rid of that negative energy. Yeah? Okay, I can tell, so I can always tell when someone's ready to get rid of that negative energy. So I'm just going to stick this back over here. And there we go. I don't know if you can see it sloshing in there again. You may not be as attuned to the energy as I am, but I can definitely see it in there. There's quite a bit of unwanted negative energy in there. So yeah, I'm going to take this home and transmute it, and it's going to be a lot of happy energy to release into the world. Yeah, quite a bit. You were definitely right to call me, because you don't want to be carrying around that much, negative energy with you. So Now, before I go, there's one more thing that I need to do. This is a special little ionizing positive energy blend that will transform any remaining negative energy particles into positive ones. Unfortunately, I can't give you the recipe. It's my own secret recipe, and if I were to start giving it away, then I'd kind of be out of a job, wouldn't I? But I can, for an additional fee, leave you a bottle of this, and then you'll be able to spray this around whenever you feel any negative energy, okay? But first, I'm going to just spray a little around you now. Make sure that we just got everything out of the air here that we needed to get out. And then you won't have to worry about that negative energy coming back and clinging to you. It kind of will repel any negative energy for a while. It's almost like an ethereal bug spray. So if negative energy is the bugs, this stuff is the bug spray. And it will keep it from attaching to you, okay? The ethereal metaphysical equivalent of biting, right? So we're just going to spray this all around you. Oh, now, I can assure you it's not just water. I do make sure that all the ingredients are non-toxic, and I remove any scent or anything, just kind of to protect my recipe so that no one knows what it is. And it does kind of leave it feeling and smelling and even tasting like water, but I assure you it's definitely not water. Because I don't know if you can feel this, but this is positively charging all of the energy ions around you so that you don't have to worry about any negative energy following you for quite some time. So I'm just going to give you a good spray dose of this. Make sure that they're all protected and clear, and if there's any negative particles still floating around, this is just going to kind of disintegrate them, poof, turn them into something positive. So now that we've got the biggest chunks out of the way, so we'll take care of all the little chunks, okay? So there we go. I think that is it. I think that you are fully cleansed. How are you feeling? Not that different yet? Yeah, it usually takes about 24 hours before you notice any real change in how you're feeling. It's just the body getting used to a new type of energy. The body doesn't always like change. The brain can't always deal with it. So you probably won't notice anything different for about 24 hours, but you'll gradually start to notice it, I think. And even if you don't notice it, you don't have to worry about it, because I can assure you that I've cleared all the negative energy out from around you, okay? Great. So, shall we talk about the financial end of it? Yes, unfortunately this work doesn't do itself, so I do need to be paid for my services and the expenses, things like that. Now, on the phone, you said you were okay with paying cash, right? Yes, I find that just makes things easier on the business end of it, particularly because what I deal in is a very sensitive type of work, so cash just makes it easier for everyone, and it's a nice way for you to remain anonymous, and for me to remain anonymous as well with certain groups. So yes, you're all right with that. And I quoted you on the phone, so okay, thank you very much. And did you want me to provide you with a jar of my positive ionizing spray? Not today? Are you sure? It's really good stuff. Okay, well, if you need any, just call me and I can send some right over. should you be in need of my services again, just give me a call. Thank you for calling Madam Stealhouse. I will be unavailable for the next week or two. I have a few things that I need to get away from, go check out, so I won't be available for the next few weeks, but later on down the road, if you should need some additional help, please don't hesitate to call me, okay? Thank you, and enjoy your new positive energy.